Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel Eddie in Reading Land. My name is Eddie and today I am bringing you a review of the Elemental Strength Tarot. Okay guys, so getting started with the review, I want to let you know that I actually purchased this deck with my own funds and I actually backed it up on Kickstarter. The creator's name is Lin, and two Chinese characters that unfortunately I am not able to pronounce. I know a little bit of Japanese, but I have no idea how to pronounce her name, so I'm just not going to do it. But her first name is Lin, and she is in Kickstarter under the pseudonym Deck Chi. So when I backed this Kickstarter, I was really drawn to the art because it just meets all of my criteria of being fantasy and stylized, very colorful, and very elegant. It has all of those things that I'm looking for in a deck. It is very Rider-Waite-Smith true. It's just basically a Rider-Waite-Smith deck with elementals. The cool thing about this deck is that the people in the deck are actually so earth spirits and fire spirits and air spirits and water spirits. So it's pretty cool. The first thing that I will say about the deck is that the art looks way better through a camera lens, or like for example over here on the video you guys are gonna see, it looks a lot better than it does in real life. For some reason, when you're holding the cards, even though the art is amazing, it doesn't look as good as it does on a picture. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. I'll show you the art a little later. I'm gonna do a flip through of the deck. And the other thing that I wanted to mention about this deck that was cool with the art is that it's panoramic. So what I mean by that is that the minor arcana, the major arcana doesn't do this, but the minor arcana are all drawn in such a way that if you put the cards in one line across, they all follow the same story, and it's one scene going after the other. It's very cool. It must have taken a very long time to design something like that because I feel like it's gonna be a lot of work, especially with the colors that she used for the deck, which are really I really like the colors. They're very vibrant and they're very they're saturated, so they're also she was able to use color in such a way that she is conveying an emotion through that color as well. So kudos to her for that. I am gonna look on my notes because I do have those. I love having notes just so that I am able to get my point across. But anyway, from the Kickstarter, you had the chance to choose either a mini deck or a regular size tarot deck, and I chose the regular size tarot. And it came in this really beautiful box over here. These are the colors that I was talking to you guys about. As you can see, they're very vibrant. They're very solid colors. I really like this. The deck came with a little bag. The symbol doesn't resemble the symbol for the box, but it's okay. And one of the things that I will say about this bag, even though it's beautiful and you guys can see that it's blue velvet and it's a really great quality bag, the deck, I'm going to show you over here, doesn't fit in the bag. The deck don't fit in the bag. The deck don't fit in the bag. That has a really good rhythm to it. I am so gonna get memed by this and for this. But as in any case, I am sure that the bag was meant for the mini deck. If that were so, then I'm not really sure then why there wasn't another option for a bigger bag for this deck. But I mean, the bag is pretty, and I guess I can use them on some of my decks, but I do prefer to keep decks in boxes. So speaking about the box is quite sturdy, and it's very, very beautiful. Has the name of the tarot, has some of the art spoilers. As you can see, it's already because of the gilding or the edging of this, it's already coming off. But again, I do use my decks, so this is expected for me. It's a clam box, and it also came with an artist signature, which I really appreciate. Another spoiler for one of the other cards. There we go. See what I mean about the colors, guys? It's very beautiful, and you can clearly tell that this being is an elemental. I really like this world card. There we go. Okay, now for the guidebook. The guidebook, though, guys, it's very basic meanings, and one of the issues with the guidebook is that the cards with the full color image are all in what I assume is Chinese, but please don't quote me on that. And even though this is beautiful, I am unable to read Chinese. No problem though, because there is a small section with the English translation of the original text. But as you can see, it's not very complex. It's all very basic meanings, and unfortunately, the artist doesn't speak too much about the art in the card. So you know, that's also a missed opportunity in my opinion with artists and their tarot decks. But it is what it is. Okay, so let's see. Oh, cardstock. Yes. So with cardstock, I really like this cardstock. It's thick, it's flexible, it is a little bit glossy. I would say she probably chose the satin coating on the cards. It's a regular tarot size. It's comparable to any Rider-Waite Smith if you guys have one. And as you can see, it's really good quality cardstock. It is edged in this very beautiful holographic, but unfortunately as well, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there it is. The edging is coming off, especially on the corners of the cards, which is regrettable because this is really, really, really pretty. I really, really like this this edging that she chose for the deck. The mini deck, I'm not really sure if it comes with the same edge that these cards came with, but I know that they are borderless. This one specifically does have a small black border, but I don't mind it. I prefer to have big cards, even though I have small hands. It's easier for me, and I came into the habit recently of not riffle shuffling all of my decks, especially if they have really pretty gilding edge. Well, actually edging like this one, just to avoid the chipping off of the edge. But it is what it is, and I am not really sure if there's a way to prevent that with gilding or holographic edging. I know that with the regular matte edge, there's basically no problem with that coming off at all. But it's a choice, and like I said, I really like it. It's really beautiful. Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to say about this deck is that when I used it for daily draws, the deck tends to be very positive and very hopeful in my experience with how I read for daily draws, to the point where it's very positive, and there were situations, or there were days that I would do my daily draw and I got confused as to what is the real message that this card is giving me, because the deck tends towards a more positive light, and I tend to be as realistic and objective as I can with my current situation. It's really difficult to do, and I probably don't do it right, but in my view, at least, I do my best to keep it as realistic as I can. Being aromantic is an advantage with this, because I tend not to romanticize anything. And I think I just also found out what probably is the issue with me in this deck. The deck is very romantic. It's giving you very magical thinking sort of readings, and I try to avoid that. What I mean with magical thinking is very unrealistic and almost fantastical sort of views to a current situation. So I think that's the issue that I have with this tarot. Yeah, I decided that unfortunately I wasn't going to keep this tarot, but I did want to give you guys a review of it before I offer it to somebody else, or even donate it to my local bookstore. Just so that you guys have the opportunity of getting a different take on reviews for tarot. This is not a particularly negative review, I don't think, but I can say that if you are looking for a deck that is more hopeful, or you need to hear something, a very positive message within your practice, this is a great deck for that. Like I said, I like to remain neutral, so this deck and I didn't connect as I hoped I was going to do with it. But again, to each his own. I also wanted to show you guys the art, so I'm going to do a flip through right now. But let's see, I want to check my notes to see if I missed something. Let's see, guidebook, art, cardstock, the bag that doesn't fit in the deck that doesn't fit in the bag. Let's see, the box, the cons. Nope, I guess that's it. So we'll move on to the flip through, which is one of the most exciting parts in my opinion, because I do like to look at art with from tarot decks. So here we have the back of the card, which is basically the same image that the artist chose for the box. It is really beautiful. It's the one thing I do want to say about this is that I don't know if you guys can see, but she has this reddish orange color, this very golden yellow, and this light blue over here. And it's a 6-pointed star, but she does have 4 different elementals representing all of the elements, and this seems to represent only 3 of them, in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. But it's gorgeous. I mean, this swirl of energy around the star, it's just beautiful. I love how it's very bright in the center and it just fades into darker colors. That's amazing. That's very beautiful. Okay, let's flip this over. And let's start with the flip through. So you guys are going to notice that the major arcana seem very airy and very ethereal, I want to say is the word. I want to see if I can get this closer. Whoops, sorry guys. So that we can see that better. Okay, there we go. So here we have the Fool, and as you can see, it's like I said, it's very Rider-Waite-Smith. I do like, however, that this Fool does have wings, so that's pretty cool. Here we have our very awesome Magician. Seems a little sensual with that open cape over there, not complaining. Here we have the amazing High Priestess. I just love how the headdress has the moon over here, and I love the fact that she's also blinded. Just plays really well with hidden information and hidden knowledge, so I really like that. Our very beautiful Empress. I will say all of the major arcana beings are very beautiful and very fit in their body types. So, you know, you guys, I don't mind it, but I would like to see more variety in body types in tarot. I guess since these are supposed to be elemental beings, it's fine. But see, like this Hierophant, extremely cool, but why does the Hierophant have a six-pack? Is that absolutely necessary? It feels more like the Emperor should have one. Here's our Lovers, which I love. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the hair seems like foliage. It's just so beautiful. And see what I mean? Well, obviously, I don't think that you guys will be able to see what I mean, but the art looks amazing in this picture. But when I look at it over here, it's just, there's a dullness to it for some, like looking at the art through a really dirty glass. That's the best way that I can explain it. Because you can see that it's beautiful and you can see that it's bright, but there is something there that it's preventing the very bright colors to come through, and it's preventing the art to actually pop. But, you know, I'm happy that we're able to see the brightness of this on camera, because I'll see what I mean about the six-pack. Like everybody, like every man has a six-pack, and every woman has like a 10-inch waist. But he looks very cool. He looks very on point. I really like this. Here's one of my favorites in the deck. Strength card. I like that at least this one, the lion is very calm and resting. And I like how the elemental being is embracing this lion. I really enjoy that. And the very amazing Hermit. Our Wheel of Fortune. Very traditional. The very fierce Justice. Really enjoy this card. I will say that I do like Justice cards that have the scale be the main theme and main focus of the card. This, we are focusing more on the elemental being, and she is fabulous. I love her. But it is the Justice card. I feel like we need to provide focus to the card where the card needs it. And if these scales would have been a little bit bigger and they would come down like over here, even if it's her own headdress, it would have been a lot better for me. The very colorful hangman. The death card. We have the gorgeous temperance card. I really, really like this card too. And here we have our devil, which is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. I really, really like this devil card. It reminds me also of the lovers, but in this is almost the lovers in shadow, and I really, really enjoy that. Here we have the very traditional tower. A very sensual star. Not complaining, totally on with this star. I love that we have the little ibis here. I think it's an ibis. I hope it's an ibis. The moon card. What I really enjoy about this moon card is that we see that there's a something coming out of the water actually elevating here. I really like that. Here we have the sun. Very bright. I love how the focus of the card is actually the sun. Judgment. And the world card, which I spoiled before when I showed you guys the artist card that comes extra with the deck. Okay, so now we're on to the wands. And I have to say that I do love the aces and the pages on this deck more than I do the other pips. The artist did a really great job with focusing on the element and also focusing on the pip. So for example, the one, you can see how this clearly is coming out of fire. And I really, really, really enjoy that. This is a great Ace of Wands, great representation of the Ace of Wands. And here's the first being, and as you can see, he is clearly made out of fire, but you can also clearly see that this is a very Rider-Waite Smith depiction of the image. I mean, the person who is on the Two of Wands has been replaced by an elemental, but it's basically the same imagery, and you know, it's very easy to read with the deck. Here we have our three. We have a front view of the elemental instead of a back view, but that's great. That's fine. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys what I meant by panoramic view. So if you notice, let me see. Let me just get the other ones over here so that I can give you an example right now. See? Starting from, oops, never mind. We'll go with that. 2, 3, 4. There's the 4. And there's the 5. And that happens with all of the minors. I will give you more examples of that once I go in there, but here we have the Six of Wands, and he's mounted on a snail for some reason. I love the snail though, it looks really cute. Have the Seven of Wands. Very traditional Eight of Wands. I like when the wands are going up, not when they're going down, or my preference is when the wands are going up. But this is fine. This is great. The one thing I will say about this this Eight of Wands is that you can see that there are two wands over here in the bottom that have already head first into the lava, and I think that the Eight of Wands should actually be, if anything, these ones should be rocketing out of the lava up into the sky. But you know, it is what it is. Again, 9 and the 10. Okay, now we go to the pages. See what I mean about the pages? Well, this is the first page that we're seeing, but oh my god, I love this page of wands. So cool. Okay, now we have our Knight of Wands mounted on a fire lizard, very fierce. I really enjoyed this Knight of Wands. I like to say that this is how people view me, but I'm the Knight of Swords. Then we have our very incredibly fabulous, fierce queen with the little kitty over here. I know that's important for some people. And our very fiery King of Wands. Okay. Oh, see, this is another great example of the artist using the ace in a very cool and very I don't even know what how to describe it. It's I just like how she used the water coming out of the cup, and I like the colors that she used. I like how much emotion and how much movement you can see in this ace with the water. I just really love it, guys. This is a really great Ace of Cups. Okay, here we got our Two of Cups. You know, would have been a great opportunity to have either two very non-binary water beings or two water beings of the same sexual orientation over here. By that I mean same sex. This deck is also severely lacking in queer representation. It's a little bit disappointing that these being elementals, you can very well tell that she's a female elemental and that he's a male elemental. I feel like there could be an opportunity here to make very non-binary, non-gender characters. But again, the image is beautiful. Here we have the Three of Cups, and we got introduced to a little fish over here. I like this Four of Cups. Makes me chuckle every time. Here we have a very sad Five of Cups, which is to be expected. But I like how you can tell that this figure is actually really sad. You can tell by the movement of the water, or the lack of movement in the water. Here you have a Six of Cups. Our Seven of Cups. Too many choices. The Eight of Cups. I don't feel like this person is or this elemental being, I should say, running away or getting away from something. Could be wrong, but it's really a beautiful image, though. Here we got the 9 of Cups. Very nice. And before I continue with another one, with the court cards, I want to show you how the panoramic view looks like for the cups. So let's move this one over here. And there's the 9. There's the 8. Oh, that glare. There we go. Yeah, the artist she did a really amazing job with the storytelling in this deck. Okay, now we're going for our Page of Cups. See what I'm telling you about these pages, guys? Oh, this is a really good Page of Cups. I love them. Now we have the Knight of Cups riding on a seahorse, as you do. Here we have our Queen. Whoops. She almost fades into the background, but I actually like that about this card because I feel like the Queen of Cups is more in tune with her emotions, and that she doesn't have to be very outrageous. And she can be, of course, but I really like this depiction of the Queen of Cups. It's incredibly beautiful. I love how also you can see the serenity of the Queen. You see what I mean about the artist doing a really, really good job at expressing emotion with the colors? Yeah. Here we have our King of Cups. Okay, on to the swords. Again, the movement of the air, or the clouds in this case. The artist has chosen to use clouds, I believe, as the main driver of the air. Oh god, this is so beautiful. I love the movement. Okay, here we go with the 2 of Swords. A very, very dramatic and very tragic 3 of Swords. Although I will say that the elemental is made out of air. So in my mind, the hurt is more emotional than it is physical. But again, I like reading the 3 of Swords numerologically instead of heartbreak. But this clearly, to me, reads as heartbreak. Here we have the 4 of Swords. We can sort of see a figure resting. 5. Somebody got left behind. 6 of Swords. 7 of Swords. 8 of Swords. With this card, my only complaint is, again, that this being is made out of air. So, it seems to me that it would be a lot easier to get out of this situation. Which I guess it could be the idea. And he definitely doesn't seem like he would be bound by a lot of stuff. He doesn't seem to be bound by anything other than his own self-doubt, I believe. Maybe. Here we have a very dark 9 of Swords. I like how you can still see the desperation on the elemental being. And the 10, which, again, to me, it's a little bit comical because this person, or this elemental being, I'm sorry, is made out of air. I'm sure that 10 swords piercing it makes absolutely no difference. But here we have it. And here we have the Page of Swords. Oh my god, I love this Page of Swords. It's so good. I really enjoy the pages and the aces on this one. And here is the very majestic, and I totally use that word because I totally relate to the Knight of Swords in many ways. I love that he's riding a butterfly. Makes me feel transformative. Here we have our Queen of Swords. And our King. Very nice. Okay. So on to the Pentacles. And here is the Ace of Pentacles. I like how it's coming out of this fissure on the ground. It makes me feel like it is a seed there, or maybe it's a seed that's going to be planted underground. But I prefer to view it as the pentacle coming out from the fissure on the ground. Okay, so here we have the 2 of Pentacles. I will say that the Earth elemental beings are more amorphous. I can see that it's sort of anthropomorphic or humanoid, but I'm not really sure about this elemental being's gender identity, which is actually good. But I don't know if these are supposed to be legs, and I see 2 hands and an arm, but it's just a lot of stuff, like a lot of earth, rock jumbled up together. And here we have the 3 of Pentacles. Again, I suppose these are children elementals. The 4. Here we have a 5. They do seem very poor on resources. They almost seem like they're degrading or eroding in some way. So that's excellent choice from the artist. And I love the purples on the Pentacles, by the way, guys. Here we have a very traditional 6 of Pentacles. The 7. And here is another one of my favorite cards, and it's the 8 of Pentacles, but it's very traditionally Rider-Waite-Smith. I like the foliage of the hair on this elemental being. They appear to be feminine. I also like that, but it's just a very Rider-Waite-Smith of depicting the card in. Rider-Waite Smith is not my favorite artistry, sort of, to say the least, actually. Here we have a very beautiful 9 of Pentacles. I love the bird on this one. And the 10. Not sure if I'm reading family here, but it's a beautiful image. Love the 2 turtles over here. Oh, and here we have probably my favorite page on this deck, and this is the Page of Pentacles. I just am so inspired by this Page of Pentacles. I love the color. The contrast in the colors is great. Again, I love this foliage of hair and adorned with a flower, and the fact that the Page of Pentacles, it's almost completely base on the ground. It's just, it ticks a lot of boxes for me. The grounding that the Page of Pentacles brings you, the innocence of the page as well. You can see it in this card. The brightness and the willingness to work towards something, towards getting your reward, even if it's small. But the artist did a really amazing job with this Page of Pentacles. I really like it. Here we have our Knight of Pentacles riding a tortoise. I really like that. I like turtles. Or Testudines, I should say. Here we have our Queen. Very lush. Very blooming. And the card that I associate most with my husband, the King of Pentacles, which apparently has been very fruitful. Okay, guys, so that's the Elemental Strength Tarot. Final thoughts. I really enjoy the art. I like the cardstock. I like the edging, even though it's chipping off a little. I love the backs. The card box. I'm sorry. The box is excellent as well. I will be unfortunately passing on this tarot to somebody else. I'm not very sure if I'm going to sell it on my Etsy shop. Maybe that I'm not really sure if I can do that or not. But if not, I'll probably just take it to my local bookstore. They do take secondhand tarot and books, so I can take it there. Or maybe if you guys, one of you is interested in acquiring this tarot, I will be happy to send it your way. Just let me know in the comments, maybe. But also let me know in the comments if you like the Elemental Strength Tarot. Which one was your favorite card? Do you agree with me that the art is very traditionally Rider-Waite Smith? Or maybe you disagree. Maybe you think that this is a very original take on the Rider-Waite Smith. I don't know. But that's why we leave it on the comments, right, guys? So, thank you so much for being with me here in this space in YouTube. I really enjoy myself when I make these videos, so hopefully you guys are liking it too. But until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.